Hi guys, back again. He is actually out for the count. He started crying and I gave him, he's a big boy, so he doesn't have a regular Pessy. He has a teething Pessy, which I didn't know there was such a thing as a teething Pessy. Um, you know, it shows, I guess, maybe how many years it's been since I've had a real little one. But yeah, so this is what came with him. She said it was a teething Pessy. So I've got to check into that and get him more because his mouth, he's silicone, his head is silicone, but but he does have an opening in his mouth to that only fits what she called teething pacifiers. So I got to check into that. I didn't know there was such a thing as a teething pacifier. Um, so anyways, hopefully you guys can hit me to what a teething pacifier is and what it does and where can I get more. But anyways, I guess one of the main topic I wanted to talk about was is it considered impolite to ask someone who made your baby or where did you find your baby? Where did you adopt your baby from? Do you guys think it's rude if someone were to ask you that? Um, I actually had someone who finally asked me where did I get a baby from? And she said that she didn't want to ask because she thought it would be impolite to ask me. She thought it would be considered rude or whatever to ask me, where did I get the baby from? Um, so I just had to think about this for a second. I don't know. For me, I think where you may possibly cross the line when you start asking questions about someone's baby. Maybe, how much did you pay for it? I think, uh, you know, the only time I would ever, me personally, this is just me personally, the only time I probably would ever ask anyone how much they would pay for the baby would probably only be if we're like this. Where's my fingers at? Like we're like this. Can you see? Like we are besties. So if we're besties, or I feel very close to you, and we have confided information back and forth, I've told you how much maybe I paid for mine. Whatever. I think possibly in that case, it's not considered rude or I don't know, wrong, if you will, to do that. I personally would not ask someone um, that question, the how much part. I wouldn't ask them how much. But I don't think it's rude to ask, if it's a beautiful baby. Me personally, I don't think it's rude to say, oh my goodness, that's a beautiful baby. What artist did that baby? I don't think it's rude to ask that. I don't feel it's rude because if someone asked me, I just put myself on the other side. If someone were to ask me, Donna, where did you get him? I'm just going to use him for example. Where did you get him? I'm going to tell you. And if they say, oh, who's the artist? Because I'm bad at names and can't remember any names, I will generally look on the back of the baby's neck. I'm going to do it right now. It's J. Sussman, Sussmann. Okay, J. Sussman is the artist, the sculptor of this silicone boy. He's huge, 29 inches. But so I would tell you, Jay Sussman, if you say, where did you, okay, so that's the artist. Okay, where did you find him? I will tell you. This is me speaking. You know what? I got him off of eBay. Or you know what? I got him from Yogi, the artist. Or you know what? I made him. I made it myself. Or, I guess to me, it's not a big deal for me. If somebody asks, I don't feel you're being rude. Me personally, I don't know what everybody else's opinion is on it. I'm curious to know. But I don't feel it's being rude if somebody asks me. I feel there's so many sculpts out here. And guys, I'm an aspiring artist. So I'm seeing sculpts, coming in. I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to work on them. I'm trying to learn the craft to get better. And I don't even know. I mean, I'm new. I don't know all the sculpts. And probably I have this feeling I could be in this industry for hundreds of years. And I still may not know every single last sculpt and who did it and all of this and that. So it's educational too, I think, because there may be a sculpt I didn't know about. And it's like, oh, that's nice, um, or whatever, and stuff like that. Um, I really don't care. I don't know. Maybe I remember being in a group, and they were saying they didn't want to say the names of who their artist was, and they didn't want to say. People got upset because they were like, "Why don't you say the name of the artist? And why won't you do this and why won't you do that?" And I remember being shocked, thinking, "Who wouldn't tell the name of the artist, and who wouldn't?" Um, if I'm an artist, I would love for somebody to say, "You know what? That was made by XYZ. Contact her if you're interested." I probably would not give you the price that I paid for my baby, because that's between me and the artist, okay? But I would say, you know what, you can contact that artist and you can get the pricing. But I don't care that you go and you get, because you like the sculpt, and and you want to get the same one or similar one. Basically, I could care less, because guess what? The sculpts are out there for everybody. When they made the sculpt, they just didn't say, I'm just going to make one sculpt, and only one person in this whole wide kingdom can have that one sculpt. That's really retarded to even dare to think that way. To say, well, you know what, I'm just going to hold on to this information because I don't want, it's childish. At a certain point, grow up, stop being in pre-K. So when I see that stuff, it just makes me like, what in the world? Do they still make you? Like, what rock did you, like, crawl out from under? That you're so concerned about what somebody else may have. Do you get your thing? You like your thing? That's cool. Don't worry about what somebody else is trying to get, or that it may be, oh, that's like mine. I can't have that. That's so crazy. It's like this. I lived in Germany for many years, and I'm going to give you a good story to capitalize all this. So living in Germany, I lived in the village of Kloppenheim near Bierstadt. It was very beautiful, Schoen, very beautiful. I loved it. Lived there for so many years. Practically grew up there, if you will. And so we only had, okay, so you could shop on economy. Economy means you can shop in the general area, pretty much that's open to the Germans, where Germans live, where they shop. Or you can shop on the base. Well, if you shop on the base, everything that's in that store in AFES, for those military brats out there, AFES, it's all these items that you can buy, clothing, jewelry, you name it, it's all in there. I guess you would probably say it's like a Walmart of bases, I guess you could say. So anyways, you go in there, and I can guarantee you, I never forget the first day of school, Schulach, school, I wore this outfit. I picked it out, and I swear to you, about 15 to 20 students had the exact same outfit, okay? And it used to be people would get upset. They would say, oh my God, you wore it. Oh my God, you're biting off of me. Oh no, I had it first. No, did you have it first? No, I had it first. And there would be these big arguments. And I hated that. And I just said, you know what? Mom, take me off. Let me shop on economy. Not because I cared that somebody else had the same outfit. I just didn't want to argue with the idiots who were arguing about, you have my outfit. I could care less that somebody else had it. To me, common sense is, if they make thousands of those things, there are billions of people all over the United States and other countries who have the same exact outfit as me. So, like, why would I worry about it? So I wasn't ashamed that somebody else had the same outfit as me. I didn't care. It was the other students who were reacting, and it was just like a big hoopla over, oh my God, you've got it. No, you've got it. And I was like, I don't like drama. I don't like foolishness. So I was like, okay, I think I will just leave this alone. So that's what happens, so you're dealing in that was a culture where that's all we had, as an American store, per se, to get it. So you have to learn to get along. And so, as people realize, well, the more I go to the store and shop, there are chances somebody else is. So either I'm going to go somewhere else and look differently or whatever. But the store's there to give these things out, for you to purchase. So the chances of somebody else having it is going to be pretty high. And I kind of see it the same thing with the sculpts. I mean, they don't make one sculpt as far as I know. They make thousands or however many limited editions notwithstanding, and basically you purchase that. You purchase it with your money and you do with it what you will. And you get an artist to work on that sculpt, and the artist will put their interpretation on that sculpt and do what they will. I know for myself, as an aspiring artist, it is extremely hard, if not impossible, to try to do something exactly like someone else. You can't even do something exactly like yourself. That's the beauty of this art. Each baby is entirely different. So it doesn't matter that, oh, she has that sculpt, I have that sculpt, you have that sculpt. I have seen billions of artists interpret that sculpt in so many different ways. It will amaze you. I've seen sculpts that I didn't know it was that sculpt because the artist interpreted entirely different. Like, I was like, oh my God, that's what that sculpt is? And I've seen sculpts that I was like, I don't like that sculpt. That's it. I don't like it. It's not to my taste. But an artist would get that sculpt and make it beautiful. So it kind of goes back to that, and there's some very talented artists who can take something that you may think is, okay, it's not a pretty sculpt, and they could make that thing look amazing. I've seen it happen. But yeah, so no, I don't get offended if somebody says, where did you get it? Wow, that's a pretty baby. Who's the artist? Or, even if they ask me what sculpt, to be honest, I could care less. Like I said, I'm bad at names, so I think I had one lady, she said, well, you just don't want to give me the sculpt. I said, it's not that I don't want to give you the sculpt. I can't remember the sculpt. And she had to laugh at that because I think she was getting riled up, like, oh my God, like, are you one of those that are going to not tell me the name of your sculpt? I could just feel the heat coming through the screen at me. She was typing, and I'm like, whoa, Nilly, let's slow down. No, I don't mind giving the name of the sculpt. I don't mind giving the artist. I don't mind telling you where I found it, where I got it, if it was a trade, I don't care. Probably the only thing that I won't discuss with people will be the pricing, because I believe it's the artist's right to discuss pricing. I don't know how he or she came to their pricing. I don't know how they negotiated, their pricing, or what criteria they had to do whatever pricing they gave for me personally. So I would not try to quote an artist's pricings. I would leave that to the artist. But I could say, I understand, as I understand it, she still may be making babies, or he or she still may be making babies. So feel free to, give them a call, and so on and so forth. And if I have an artist that is open-minded to people reaching out to them and doesn't mind me giving them contact information, I don't even mind doing that. I just don't care. You're going to do what you're going to do with that information. You're going to live your life. I'm living mine, And, hopefully the artist, if he or she needs more business, that may be good advertisement for them as well. The baby that I have, too. So to get them more business and spread it around and all this good stuff. And if you like it, more power to you. So no, I'm not offended. So if someone were to ask me, the only thing I will say is if you ask me the sculpt, which I get asked a lot, please don't get offended and think she's trying to be one of those, because I will never be one of those. I'm very open-minded, and living for years in Germany and coming here, I am very open-minded. So I am not a narrow-minded thinking person by any stretch of the means. So if you ask me, I'll be honest with you and tell you the sculpt if I can remember. But there's times where I'm like, I honestly cannot remember, and I'll have to go and research it. and I'll say I'll get back with you on that. But it's not because I don't want to answer the question. And I realize I probably should put that out there, disclaimer. I'm not trying to not answer, because this lady was telling me that there's a lot of people who don't answer the question because they're afraid or fearful you'll get another one like theirs, or I don't know, all this type of stuff, which I could care less. It's, to me, again, it's like taking me back to high school where everyone was pointing out you had the same outfit on. That's childish, and I'm beyond that. I like to think I'm beyond that. I'm growing, I'm changing, and developing as a woman, and I think I'm at a point where that type of stuff doesn't faze me.